Hello, and thank you for viewing the new member orientation for Coastal Alabama members. The purpose of this presentation is to inform you, the member, of your rights, responsibilities, and benefits of being a member. If you have any questions that are not answered in this presentation, please contact your business representative at your local union hall. What is a union? A union is a group of people working to attain common goals. It is a democratic organization. It is workers helping workers to better their lives, and we're also your advocate in the workplace. Who runs the union? Well, you and your fellow members do. You elect all your local union officers, you vote on all important issues, you elect delegates to the regional council, and you elect delegates to attend international conventions. What is a union contract? Well, a union contract is a legal document that guarantees in writing your rights, your wages, and your working conditions. You may hear PLA for Project Labor Agreement or CBA for Collective Bargaining Agreement. These are both union contracts. What is a job steward? A steward is a union member that is appointed by the business agent and ensures compliance with the contract, and also assists members with union and job-related issues. What is a grievance? A grievance is a formal complaint that occurs when a contract is violated. If you feel that you have a grievance, talk to your job steward. Your steward will take the necessary actions to remedy the problem. What is the purpose of a grievance? The purpose of a grievance is to correct a problem and enforce the contract. Grievances are not to get even with the foreman. Grievances are only filed when there is a real problem involving a violation of the contract or the law. How are union dues set? You and other members of the local union vote on and set the amount of monthly dues. Monthly dues may only be changed by a secret ballot vote at a special called meeting of the local union membership. What are your union dues used for? They're used for daily operations of the union hall, handling the expense of grievances, associated with signing new contractors and other member servicing expenses, utilities such as power, phone, water, etc., office equipment and supplies, and organizing. How does the Available for Work list operate? The local union will make available a non-discriminatory Available for Work list for qualified applicants seeking work in the construction industry. Upon being laid off or terminated from a signatory contractor, all carpenters, lathers, pile drivers, or apprentices may register in person at the local union office during business hours, Monday through Friday, by telephone, U.S. mail, or by fax machine. When registering, applicants shall provide name, telephone number, skills, training, and qualifications. Members in Georgia, South Carolina, or North Carolina may register in person or by telephone during business hours. Members may also register by U.S. mail or by fax machine. Eligibility for referral starts numerically with a member's personal request to be placed on the Available for Work list. Members in Tennessee or Alabama may register themselves on the Available for Work list by contacting the SCCRC Mixed 2020 system at 1-888-681-2100. Members may register anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When registering, members may enter their UBC identification number and personal PIN number. Dispatch shall be made in chronological order based on geographical requirements, then by certification or training and or skill sets. To be eligible for dispatch, applicants must be unemployed and available for employment at all times. This would not apply to applicants engaged in authorized union activity. Be currently registered on the Available for Work list. Meet the minimum training and experience qualifications necessary to perform any specific work assignment as required. Member must be in good standing, have all tools for the type of work and be qualified as per the request, provide local union with a current active phone number. If registering on Mix 2020, provide their local union with a skill, training, and geographical work area form, which can be requested from the local union. have a touch-tone phone with traditional ringtone, no music or ringback tones, and no caller ID block. Any member that has secured employment personally or through the Mixed 2020 system may not re-register on the Available for Work list until such employment ends. Any member registered on the Available for Work list after securing employment will be immediately removed from the Available for Work list. If you are currently employed and register yourself on the Available for Work list, you will be removed from the list and restricted from placement on the list for a period of 45 days after the employment in question ends. The SCCRC shall dispatch a member as a steward, regardless of their chronological order on the Available for Work list. Identification and designation of stewards shall be at the sole discretion of the business representative or his or her designee. A member who does not accept a job after 2 consecutive calls, said member shall be moved to the bottom of the Available for Work list. A member who is dispatched to a job and fails to report to work without a good cause shall have their name removed from the Available for Work list and shall be ineligible for a referral for 45 days. A member that quits a job with a signatory employer within the jurisdiction of the Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council without just cause shall not be eligible for a referral for a period of no less than 45 days. A member who is dispatched to a job and fails a drug or alcohol test as required by the employer or refuses to submit to a required test shall be ineligible for a referral for a period of no less than 90 days. A member who is dispatched to a job and fails a drug or alcohol test required by the employer or refuses to submit to a required test after having been previously deemed ineligible for referral for the 90-day period shall be ineligible for referral for 18 months. A member who accepts a job that does not last for more than 40 man-hours shall be returned to his or her original place on the Available for Work list, providing the member is not terminated for cause, does not quit, and does not ask to be laid off. In order to effectively maintain the integrity of the Available for Work list, as well as maintain your name and position on the Available for Work list, each registered member is required to contact the respective office which they are registered, or call the Mixed 2020 system no less than once every 30 days. Those who fail to do so will be removed from the Available for Work list and be subject to placement as specified in Section 2 above. It is the responsibility of the member to register themselves on the Available for Work list and keep their contact information current. The employer retains the right to reject, in writing, any member referred by the union for just cause. However, the member shall retain the Available for Work list position held at the time of the referral. Additionally, if a member is terminated or rejected by 2 employers for lack of a self-stated skill, this skill will be removed from the member's record until the member shows proof that he or she has successfully obtained proper training to qualify in the particular skill he or she was rejected or terminated for. Apprentice members must be currently registered in an approved apprenticeship training program to be eligible for registration on any Available for Work list. The business representative or designee shall administer the Available for Work list and is authorized to exercise his or her own discretion. In any event, a decision must be made on any administrative or procedural question that may arise in a particular situation that is not specifically provided for in the above language. Qualified members who are registered on the Available for Work list may personally seek employment with an employer signatory to a collective bargaining agreement with any local in the jurisdiction of the Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council or the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America. The employer must contact the appropriate local union and request the member by name, or the member may contact the appropriate local union to obtain a referral before going to work. Members' rights and responsibilities. Your rights as a member of the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America. Each member will be entitled to all rights and privileges of this brotherhood as prescribed in the Constitution and laws of the United Brotherhood by strictly adhering to the obligation as prescribed in Section 44D of the Constitution. You must comply with the obligation in order to participate fully in your local union. Violations of your obligation could disqualify you from your rights described in the Constitution and laws of the Brotherhood. As a member, you have rights. In order to keep those rights, you have responsibilities. You have the right to attend meetings of any local union in the Brotherhood as long as you are in good standing. You have the right to make motions and vote on regular meeting issues during union meetings if you are legally admitted into the meeting. You have the right to vote for your local union officers and delegates if you have been a member for 12 consecutive months and are in good standing at the time of the vote. You have the right to run for office or accept nomination for office if you've been a member for 2 consecutive years prior to nomination and have been in good standing for 12 consecutive months. Life members, trainees, probationary members, and contractors are not eligible to hold office. In 1975, the United States Supreme Court upheld a National Labor Relations Board decision that employees have a right to union representation at investigatory interviews. These rights have become known as the Weingarten rights. Rule number 1. The employee must make a clear request for union representation before or during the interview. The employee cannot be punished for making this request. Rule number 2. After the employee makes the request, the employer must choose from among 3 options. Grant the request and delay questioning until the union rep arrives, and prior to the interview continuing, the representative has had a chance to consult privately with the employee. Deny the request and end the interview immediately, or give the employee a clear choice between having the interview without representation or ending the interview. Rule number 3. If the employer denies the request for union representation and continues to ask questions, it commits an unfair labor practice and the employee has a right to refuse to answer. The employer may not discipline the employee for such a refusal. The following is an example of a card which an employee can either read or present to management prior to a meeting with management where the employee believes that discipline or termination may result. If this discussion could in any way lead to my being disciplined or terminated or affect my personal working conditions, I respectfully request that my union rep, officer, or steward be present at this meeting. Until my rep arrives, I choose not to participate in this discussion. This is an example of a Weingarten card. You have the responsibility to honor the obligation, to comply with the Constitution and laws of the UBC, to comply with council and local union bylaws, to support efforts of the council and organized workers, to keep your dues current, to monitor the performance of officers and delegates of your local union, to attend your local union meetings, and to improve your job skills and maintain the quality of your job performance. We're sure that you've heard the phrase, a fair day's wages for a fair day's work. This is an example of what one union contractor is obligated to pay directly to the members' wages and members' benefits funds per every hour worked. The scale is $27.69. They contribute $4.55 per hour to the Health and Welfare Fund. They contribute $6.60 to the Pension Fund and 75 cents an hour towards the Apprenticeship Fund. That total package is $39.59. After the contractor has paid all the wages and benefits, taxes, workman's comp, and Social Security, the contractor's unit rate per man hour is approximately $50. This shows why it is important why us as union craftsmen need to give a fair day's work for a fair day's wage. What can you expect from your union officers and employees? All elected local union officers have responsibilities to the membership. Every member in this brotherhood should be working toward building and making it a stronger, more powerful union. From the general president to the volunteer committee worker, we are all charged with the responsibility to organize the unorganized workers in our trade. Each officer has duties that every member should be aware of so that we can make informed decisions about the best person for that job. All local union officers are elected for a term of 3 years. The president of a local union presides at all local union meetings. They preserve order and enforce the Constitution and laws of the UBC, decides questions of order subject to an appeal to the local union, has the deciding vote in case of a tie vote except in cases of a secret ballot vote, appoints all local union committees, procures bonds for officers, and has the authority to fine up to $5 or remove any member who disturbs the harmony of the union meeting. The vice president shall assist the president in the discharge of the official duties and shall fill the office in case of absence, death, removal, or resignation of the president until such time as a president is elected. The recording secretary keeps the correct minutes of each meeting, issues all summons for special called meetings, reads and preserves all documents and correspondence, and reports to the local union the expenditures at the close of each meeting. The financial secretary receives all monies paid into the local union. They see that the same money are deposited in the bank in the local union's name as designated by the local union, and keeps a record of all applications for membership and a correct account of each member. They report to the local union as to the financial standing of the local union for the preceding month at the local union meeting, and shall be bonded as required by the Constitution and laws of the United Brotherhood. The treasurer shall receive from the financial secretary all monies collected and give receipt for and deposit these monies into the bank in the local union's name. They shall send the per capita tax to the general secretary treasurer promptly each month, and the treasurer shall be bonded as required by the Constitution and laws of the United Brotherhood. The conductor shall examine all present at the meeting, and they shall also assist the president during the initiation ceremony. The warden shall take charge of the door at the meeting and see that no one but members in good standing shall enter. The trustees shall have the supervision of all funds and properties of the local union. It is their duty to see that the treasurer or financial secretary deposits all monies received in the bank as a local union designates. It is their duty to see that the recording secretary of the local union notifies the bank with the names of the officers duly authorized to sign checks for withdrawal on the account, and that all disbursements are to be made by check, money order, electronic transfer, or other form of payment as authorized by the General Secretary Treasurer. The trustees shall audit all books and accounts of the Financial Secretary and Treasurer. They shall audit all receipts and accounts of any other person authorized to collect funds and examine the bank book monthly and report to the local union in writing. They also examine the audits of the CPA for comparison with the trustees' audit and then report their conclusion in writing to the local union. The committees of the local union shall perform duties assigned to them within the time specified and shall report in writing. No person shall be exempt from serving on a committee when called upon, except the recording and financial secretaries, unless excused by vote of the local union or who is already a member of some other committee. Any member who neglects or fails to perform any duty required by the Constitution and laws of the United Brotherhood may be removed by the President, with the exception of members of the Executive Committee. If you or anyone is interested in serving on a committee, contact your business rep for opportunities and attend local union meetings. Window dues vary by local. They are due on the first day of the month. They may be paid in advance, are not refundable, may be paid at the union hall, mailed to the union hall, paid over the phone with a debit or credit card, and are to be paid regardless of your work status. Work assessments is only assessed for hours worked. 4% of gross assessment is for funding the Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council. Assessment is usually deducted from your paycheck and submitted by the employer. Must be paid directly by the member if the employer doesn't automatically deduct it, and it can affect your good standing status if it goes unpaid. A member who owes 3 months' dues shall be automatically reported as in arrears on the UBC processing system on the last day of the 3rd month. A member will have mailed to his or her last known address notification from the financial secretary concerning arrearage during the 2nd and 3rd months. For each letter sent to the member concerning arrears past the 2nd notice, the local union may impose an assessment not to exceed $5 for each notice mailed and is to be paid by the member. Going into arrears means a member is no longer in good standing and loses all the benefits normally associated with membership in the Brotherhood until dues are paid in full. Unless owed dues are paid by the end of the 6th month, the member's name shall be stricken from the list of membership without a vote of the local union. Peter J. McGuire organized the UBC when he was 29 years old in 1881. He served as the General Secretary-Treasurer for the first 21 years. He was the founder of Labor Day. McGuire, along with Samuel Gompers, founded the AFL, the American Federation of Labor. He led 340,000 workers across the country to strike for an 8-hour workday on May 1, 1886. He retired from the UBC at the 1902 General Convention in Atlanta, Georgia. He died at his Camden, New Jersey home on February 18, 1906. MCGUIRE'S principles are educate, agitate, and organize. Educate non-members on the advantages of being union and collective bargaining. Agitate the unorganized as well as the contractors, and organize the unorganized workers in our trade. It is a simple philosophy that today's UBC leadership still observes as the cornerstone of our brotherhood's future growth and success. Through the UBC International Organizing Department's 3-day training and evaluation program, the UBC has hired approximately 600 organizers and have more full-time organizers in the field than all other building trade unions combined. The 2005 General Convention, with its mandate for change, keeps organizing at the top of the UBC's priority list. After years of union complacency, membership loss, and a barrage of employer associations seeking to undermine and eliminate unions altogether, today's UBC leadership finds it critical for us to organize or die. The General President of the UBC is Douglas J. McCarron. In 1968, he joined Local 1506 in LA, California. In 1982, was elected President of the Southern California Conference of Carpenters. 1983, elected President of the Los Angeles County District Council of Carpenters. In 1995, he was elected General President of the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America, and has been re-elected as General President every 5 years since. General President McCarron realizes our Founding Fathers' wisdom of educating, agitating, and organizing every worker that is employed within our trade. Under McCarron's leadership, the UBC has dedicated 1/2 of its resources for organizing. Internal changes in the Brotherhood made by General President McCarron since 1995 have attributed to restoring the UBC back at the top of today's organizing labor movement. Activities. Keep in mind the following committees may differ from your own local union. The new Contractor Committee develops an organizing strategy aimed at recapturing all segments of the UBC industry. Helps coordinate rallies, pickets, hand-billing, concerted job site activities, etc., and coordinates community involvement activities such as Habitat for Humanity, Labor Day parades, etc. Also help develop new ideas to gain work with local contractors. They plan special events for contractors and show our local union and training centers, for example, Contractor Open House. Keeps us informed of all new contractors and jobs in the area, and takes pictures and stories for local and council websites. The Membership Retention Committee reaches out to members who are soon going in arrears, currently in arrears, and soon going suspended. Work with a member to retain his or her eligibility, and also informs members of work and training opportunities that are available to them. If any issues that the member has with the local, they attempt to come to a mutual and beneficial resolution. The Political Action Committee develops political relationships with local and state officials. They assist pro-labor candidates with yard sign posters, phone banking, campaign rallies, etc. They lobby for pro-labor legislation in the General Assembly, phone bank members to encourage them to get out and vote, and attends debates between candidates. Your local union is only as strong as you want it to be. Get involved and participate in a committee. If you're unsure that you want to serve on a committee, contact your business rep and ask them about opportunities that are available to you. Government politics in the UBC. All members should be registered to vote. Voting is one of the most important rights for us as Americans to exercise. We should support candidates who will support labor and our issues. You need to know who your elected officials are and get involved. Contact your local and state officials on issues that are important to you and your fellow union members. Join the Political Action Committee of your local union and council. General information. The Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council's main office number is 706-854-8777. Their fax number is 706-854-8739. The Nashville office is 615-884-4484. The Executive Secretary Treasurer of the Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council is Tom Jenkins. The Director of Organizing is Victor White and Bo Garrett. The Political Director is Brett Hume. The Office Manager is Margaret Hampton. The bookkeeper is Evelyn Daniel. The following are the council holidays. Your collective bargaining agreement may have differing holidays. New Year's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving Day and the day after Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. Office staff and operating hours. The business agent is in the office as necessary and in the field at other times. The office manager is in the office from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The office manager will take dues money, answer the phones, and perform other duties as needed by the local union. The UBC General Office is located in Washington, D.C., and their phone number is 202-546-6206. The Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council officers and trustees are as follows. The Executive Secretary Treasurer is Tom Jenkins. The President is Meddy Settles. Vice President Dan Morris. Warden Bill McCall. Conductor Lloyd Hicks. And the trustees are Brian Carter, Rodney Graham, and Calvin Garrett. The Southeastern Carpenters Regional Council Executive Board members are Thomas Jenkins, Meddy Settles, Dan Morris, Tim Burns, Raymond McCullough, and Victor White. There are many resources available on southeasterncarpenters.org. Some of the things that can be found are reciprocal forms, health and welfare and pension plan names, local union phone numbers and locations, upcoming events, and council news. Visit often for news stories and updates. The Southeastern Carpenters Training Trust operates training centers in Georgia and North Carolina. If you are interested in attending training, contact the local training center you wish to go to, or you can register for class and find contact information at secctt.net. The Carpenters Bill of Rights and Responsibilities. All working people have a right to a good job with benefits, a living wage that can support a family, security and dignity in work and retirement, a safe and secure workplace, education and training to reach our full potential. And with those rights come responsibilities. Being productive, efficient workers, producing work of the highest quality, work that we can stand behind. Improving our communities, helping fellow workers achieve safety and security in the workplace, and being active citizens and informed voters. Health insurance benefits information. We are self-insured, which means we have a nonprofit plan to provide members benefits. The fund participates in a preferred provider organization or a PPO network. We have an administrator who keeps track of all hours paid into the plan by contractors and assists with processing claims. AFL AGC Building Trades Welfare Plan is self-insured, which means we have a nonprofit plan to provide members benefits. The fund participates in a preferred provider organization or a PPO network. We have an administrator who keeps track of all hours paid into the plan by contractors and assists with processing claims. The name of the plan is AFL AGC Building Trades Welfare Plan. The administrator is Matt Stringer. The mailing address is P.O. Box 1492, Mobile, Alabama 36633. The phone number is 251-438-4765. The fax number is 251-432-0590. Initial eligibility. A new employee will qualify for benefits on the first of the benefit quarter immediately following the month in which they work 480 hours in covered employment in a 4 consecutive month period or less. The employee will continue to accrue hours until their hour bank has reached a maximum of 840 hours. If the employee does not work at least 380 hours of covered employment in a qualifying quarter, the necessary number of hours will, if available in your hour bank, automatically be withdrawn to continue your insurance in the next benefit quarter. Deductible and out-of-pocket expenses. Deductibles for individuals is $300. For a family is $900. Maximum out-of-pocket expenses for an individual is $1,000 and for a family is $3,000. In-network charges. Primary care visit to treat an injury or illness, $24 copay per visit and a deductible does not apply. A specialist visit is a $25 copay per visit and a deductible does not apply. Preventive care, screening, or immunization is $25 copay per visit and deductible does not apply. Diagnostic tests such as X-ray or blood work, there is no charge and no deductible. Imaging such as CT or PET scans or MRIs, there is no charge with no deductible. Tier 1 drugs, there is no charge with no deductible. Tier 2 drugs, there's 20% coinsurance, and Tier 3 drugs, 20% coinsurance. Facility fee, for example, ambulatory surgery center, $125 copay per procedure. Physician and surgeon fees, there is no charge, deductible does not apply. Emergency room care, no charge, no deductible. Emergency medical transportation, 20% coinsurance. Urgent care, $25 copay per visit, no deductible. Facility fee, for example, hospital room, $200 copay at admission and $25 copay per day for days 2 through 11. Physician surgeon fees, no charge, no deductible. Outpatient services, no charge, deductible does not apply. Inpatient services, no charge, deductible does not apply. Office visits, no charge, deductible does not apply. Childbirth/delivery professional services, no charge, deductible does not apply. Childbirth/delivery facility services, $200 copay per admission and $25 copay per day for days 2 through 11. Home health care, no charge, deductible does not apply. Rehabilitation services, 20% coinsurance. Habilitation services, 20% coinsurance. Skilled nursing care is not covered. Durable medical equipment, 20% coinsurance. Hospice services, no charge, deductible does not apply. Children's eye exam, no charge, deductible does not apply. Children's glasses, no charge, deductible does not apply. And children's dental checkup, no charge, deductible does not apply.